Alright, we got the taxing system. We'll call it the taxing system. Okay. We've already discovered that I made a mistake earlier. Basically, there's not 600 million coins out there. We give out 60 million coins, and we got 20 million coins out to the people. We're going to use the forms of loans of 60 million coins. 60 million coins. So basically, there's about 80 million coins out there. Okay, let me correct you on that. I messed up after reviewing the video. I want to make that clarification. Okay, our taxing system, we need to equal out everything. Basically, in review, we need to equal out everything that's going out as well as everything that's coming in. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to create a taxing system. This taxing system is set up. In order to set the taxing system up, we have to tax the items and things that are going on. So we tax the things that are going on. We then equal everything out. Okay, so we eventually what happens is that we have 100 million coins out there, and we basically got one of two options here. Okay, we got what's called the money in the bank, actual money printed. We got actual coins that are made. We got 100 million actual coins floating around the world, or floating around our little moon world. Okay, those are out there. We know they're out there. Now, in government situations, you might want to think about, do we need to start printing money out? And how do we consider printing money? So, we print money out, or we start making more coins. Okay, we're going to say we got two options. We're going to make 50 million coins, and once again, we're going to take, and the government don't have ways to say, we're going to open our little door of our government White House or Gray House or Blue House, and we're going to push these 50 million coins out into the public. Okay, we got to have a way to disperse it to certain locations, and then they can break it down to our other different colony areas, and they can do it. So we'll send it to our 5 banks, and we'll send 10 million coins to our 5 banks. That'll be 50 million coins. I used a good number there to begin with. Okay, so that'll get broken out, and then those 50 million coins can then be dispersed out into the population. As our population grows, there's going to be a demand for more money. So more money is going to be needed. Okay, people are going to be setting up accounts. Okay, they're going to take accounts and they're going to host money. And we're going to call this what's called digital money, and we're going to have what's called real money. The difference between digital money and real money, one of them is held in a digital database, and this digital database tells you how much money you have. Okay, then you got real money, the actual money that's being held in someone's pocket. Okay, now, if we think about this, we have 150 million coins out there. People are not going to probably be having all them 150 million coins out there, so we need to draw them to have a way to put that money back into the bank to where the bank can store the money. So what we'll do is we're going to try to get people to store at least, let's say, 20%, or try to find around 33% of that money into the bank. So we're going to take 50 million of those coins and try to get them back into the banking system, so they'll be not out there. So basically what will happen is we'll have an equal justification of money going in and out, and it'll look like there's money there, and basically there'll be money there for withdrawal, because the banks will have to have on hand that amount there. Okay, that's for one portion of it. Now, for the portion where people are going to be loaning, there's going to be another difficult challenge, because when they're loaning, you're going to have to, the bank's going to have that on hand, or should have that on hand. But the way our banking system is set up is it sort of works like this. this is the strange part, and this is where there might be a fault in any nation or capitalization or civilization. When you have banks that hold the money, you're using what's quote unquote the bank's money that you put in there. The bank is using your money that you put in there as good faith. Let's say for savings, you take a savings and you put it into a savings account. Then that bank then says you put this money in here for savings. We know that it's in there for savings. You keep this amount of money in here for savings. We're going to use your money and we're going to loan it out to other individuals and we're going to try to make money off of your money. So we're going to actually take this money and we're going to basically say we're going to give it out so it's going to actually make money. But the problem is someone else has to do a job. Someone else has to do a job to subtract the money, so it actually subtracts out. So that works out pretty good in a world if you think about it. If you want, if John has a car and John wants to buy a car for $20,000, okay, it costs someone probably $15,000 to make it. So therefore, someone else had to get $15,000 to make the car. So therefore, that money had to come out of somewhere and it went somewhere else, and it went. You see, what happened there was that it cost $15,000 to make. Someone made a profit and they got to keep their $5,000, while the government, or basically what happened was, is that there's the $20,000 went out in a loan. Okay, so that $20,000 come out in a loan. Someone's going to take and say we're going to charge you 7% interest to pay it back. So basically, you're going to pay that back, and you're going to pay $3,000 back as well. When you have that $3,000 paid back, you're taking that $3,000 that you're paying back, you're giving it back to the bank as a loan. They're going to use it however they're going to use it. Now the problem is the bank is doing this and they're making lots and lots and lots of profits. So their profit is growing. They're just using this money because they're figuring they're a bank. They can gather the money to form the bank. Okay, they can gather the money to form the bank, get the money from the Federal Reserve to back it. Okay, then what do? You know, the bank is making all the money, so they're taking money out of the system. There's a very web of things that's happening here behind the scenes. I don't know how to really point these things out because it's not really going to be too clear the way I'm going to do it. Um, there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be what's on record and what's not on record. Meaning, when the government started printing out money, because they're the ones that put value on this, and they're the ones that make the money, and they're the ones that decide on how much money is in the system. If the government decided to do something such as this, it would be an interesting tell, and it would basically sum up maybe some of the problems. Maybe this is really what's going to happen with our government. Okay, our government has a problem right now on the moon. Our government on the moon. A problem on the government moon is that um, some of these banks aren't doing too good. They got basic problems. Okay, let's cut this one and put that in the next video. How we're going to fix some of these problems that maybe this fictitious bank might be having. Okay, so and then how the government's going to help it. And what also is going to happen is we're going to give you a little. I'm going to give you a little tidbit. Okay, if I have a spot where it says that I owe someone $100,000, and the government makers over here, the ones that make the money and control the money, I'll say I have a debt that's $100,000. If you take and withdraw that debt of $100,000, will that mean that, once again, remember that whole reverse thing? You know, the glass is full and empty. If you reverse this, if you take that debt off the table, will that mean that actually you'd be subtracting the money in currency? And instead of having to bring your money in and filter it through a channel saying we got worn and bad money, instead of the money going into the bank and saying, well, we need to recycle the money, we need to reduce the amount of money that's in currency, what would happen if we just took the money off the table in bad debt and made it disappear, and would have reduced the reduction of the money in circulation and fixed two different problems at one time? Maybe we'll go into that on the next video.